Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to the 5th episode of Mathghamhain Morsels. Today, I'm continuing the simple is sexy theme, and I'm going to show you a really simple, sexy scallop dish. So you might be wondering, well, if I'm saying that I'm going to do scallops, why do I have bacon? Well, today is going to be a 4-ingredient scallops dish. And it starts with a really good smoked bacon. This is an applewood bacon, thick cut. It's about 4 slices, just piled one up on top of each other. And the reason why I don't have these separated out is because I'm planning on doing something a bit weird when it comes to cooking the bacon. So, rather than slicing the bacon up or frying it up whole as is, I'm going to just about halve the bacon. And there we go. I should have about 2 halves. So these 2 halves of bacon, that's going to blind people. These 2 halves of bacon I'm going to then throw into a preheated skillet at 400 degrees. And I'm going to use a grill weight, which is also preheated, to press down. What that's going to do is these 4 thick-cut rashers are going to end up kind of fusing together and becoming one delicious, thick bit of really smoky pork belly. And it's also going to give me the cooking fat that I'm going to use for the scallops. So I'll catch you guys after I finish cooking up the bacon. Okay, and welcome back, everyone. As you can see, the bacon got fantastically golden brown on the outside, on both sides. And this is a step that for me, in my oven, I did 38 minutes of turning it every now and then just to make sure that it gets to the level of golden brown that I want. It might take longer, it might take shorter, depending on your oven and how you like your bacon. So, that time frame is just a very, very, very rough suggestion, not a hard and fast time. But let me start cutting into this, and I can show you the absolutely beautiful thing about doing the bacon this way, and that is, if you like your bacon crispy, but also kinda tender on the inside, this, oh my god, this is going to be something that you will absolutely love. Because, yeah, the bacon is nice and crispy on the outside. You can see that from the color. But the inside is still kinda soft. It's done all the way through, but it just has that little bit of chew, which is exactly what I want for the scallops dish. So, all I'm doing is cutting this up into slightly smaller pieces, so that I can, and again, taste everything that you make. Oh, this is good. So this bacon will be tossed back in with the scallops after they're done. And it makes a perfect accompaniment. This is, again, a really nice applewood smoked bacon. Use whatever your preferred bacon is. I've done this with applewood, hickory, pecan, cherry, any type of really nice, flavorful wood smoked bacon. Or, one of my favorites is I can sometimes find a double smoked bacon. The double smoked bacon in this makes it absolutely insane. But now, I have my crispy bacon. And I have my rendered down bacon fat. So let me join you in the kitchen. And I'll show you what I do from this point. Catch you over there, guys. And welcome back. So, on my burner, you can see my cast iron, which I've already preheated, and has that lovely, lovely rendered out bacon fat in it. So the next thing that I'm going to do is add in a nice whack of garlic. And that I'm just going to fry up to infuse that bacon fat that I have in the pan, as well as just get absolutely beautiful fried up garlic. Which I will show you another use for this garlic in the next video. So just letting that go into the bacon fat and fry up. The smell is absolutely amazing. I just got hit by this wave of garlic, and I love it. That is an unbelievable smell. At least if you're as big of a garlic freak as I am. And you guys haven't figured out that I'm a massive garlic freak from my chimichurri videos? Oh, where have you been? How did you not pick that up? I absolutely love it. Which is why this is quite a bit of garlic. This is probably about a full tablespoon and a half, maybe, of minced garlic that went into that bacon pot. And you just want to keep giving it a stir, make sure that it doesn't sit in one place for too long. And what I'm going to have to do in order to get the garlic back out, because I want to maintain the fat that I have in there, while also allowing me to preserve the garlic. So I'm going to be using a little fine mesh colander and the bowl that I had the fat stored in between getting the bacon ready and getting the pan up to the temperature that I wanted, because this is not the same cast iron that I made bacon. Just because when you make bacon, depending on the type of bacon, some bacon gets this little bit of almost sediment, which are just the little bits that end up coming off the bacon and getting a bit too dark. And I don't want any of that burned flavor, so in order to make sure that I didn't end up with any burned flavor, I switched pans. If I hadn't done the oven bacon like I had, then it wouldn't have been as much of an issue. Just for some reason, the juices that come out of the bacon that I used, which was a rice bacon, really delicious bacon. But if you haven't used it before, it produces a lot of that sediment when you end up stacking it up and roasting it like I did. Okay, so the garlic There's a light golden brown. I don't want it getting too dark. So what I'm going to do is make sure my stringer's set up in a way that it'll be a bit easier for me to pour this in. And let me see if that is just out of view, unfortunately. Let me see if I can't move this further back. Get it a bit in view. Yep, you guys can see. So, that lovely garlic infused bacon fat. And fried up garlic. Just dip that out. This handle is a bit too hot for my hand right now. So let me grab my oven mitt. So I can handle the heat a little bit easier. Get as much of that garlic out of the pan as I can. Because one thing that you do not want is you do not want to get burnt garlic. It just ruins the flavor of everything. It's extremely noticeable, acrid taste to it. So take some time, get as much of the garlic out as you possibly can. I'm just going to do the last bits of it effectively. That was very hot. Okay, so I got most of the garlic out. And that garlic, we're going to set to the side to reserve. Now this bacon grease still has all that lovely, lovely bacon flavor. But now it has that added note of the minced garlic that's fried up. It gets that slightly sweet caramelized deliciousness. So throw that back into the pan. Give it just a moment to come entirely back up to temperature. Turn it up just slightly. A little bit more on the garlic. So, just a little. And now, I promised you guys scallops. And you're going to get scallops. This is just about hot enough. So, I again bought a bunch of absolutely beautiful scallops. So those are going straight down into the bacon fat. With that lovely garlic perfuming that we did. Into this nice and hot cast iron pan. And again, you want to give them some room. You want to make sure that your pan's hot enough, or else you end up sweating your scallops rather than giving them a nice searing off. 2 more scallops left, but I don't want to overcrowd my pan, so I'm just going to hold off on those until these are done. And when you cook scallops, you just want your scallops to get nicely seared off and get that vaguely translucent, just slightly still opaque coloration, which will tell you that they're done without being overdone. Unfortunately, my stovetop isn't quite entirely level, so I will be turning it and angling my pan every now and then just to make sure. That they get done consistently and all of them get that lovely, lovely garlicky bacon fat. Scallops are absolutely delicious. They're really delicate, really kind of sweet, which will work amazing with that applewood smoked bacon. Just pull out that sweetness. Have a slight briny ocean taste to them, which is fantastic. A little bit light, but I can move them around to get them more on the center of my heat if I need to. The ones in the center will get a bit nicer of a sear faster just by the nature of my burner. It's just a little metal foil burner. So my pan is a fair bit larger. The ones along the edges will take a bit more time. But these ones in the center, they're going to be absolutely beautiful. And again, you don't want to force the scallops. You want to let them unstick at their own pace as they sear up. Scallops you can fiddle with a bit more than the steak without as much of an issue, but you still want to try to fiddle with them as little as you can. Again, that amazing, sweet, briny smell has just filled my kitchen, as well as that smoky bacon fat and that fried garlic. It is an absolutely heavenly aroma. And that one's almost there. This one's almost there as well. This one's probably finally ready to flip. So, thus far we have 4 ingredients. We have 3 ingredients. We have the bacon, which I'm kind of cheating. I'm using bacon and bacon fat, but since the bacon fat came from the bacon, I'm going to do this one. Then I have the garlic, which was just fried off in the bacon fat to perfume the bacon fat just that little bit more, give it that added depth of flavor. I have the scallops. And once these scallops are all done, grab the two that I wasn't able to fit in the first go. I just had two come out, so I can grab two more in. And I'm gonna let those go for a little bit. Check the ones in the middle. The ones in the middle will get done just that little bit faster, like I said. Don't force the scallop, just kind of lightly surround it, don't squeeze it, and wiggle it in a small circle. That'll help lift it up if it does start to stick a little bit. Again, turning my pan just to redistribute the heat of it and get the bacon fat where I want it to be. Yep, that one looks good. So these are coming out absolutely beautiful. I'll be showing you guys a bit of a close-up. If you do have a bit, tear off, take the opportunity to taste everything that you cook. Is it salty enough? Does it have enough garlic flavor? Is there something that it's missing? Tasting it throughout when you're really able to tell what's going on with the dish. Good. In the next video, I'm going to be somewhat cheating again, because it is still going to be 4 active ingredients in the dish, but it's going to be cooked off in the same skillet almost immediately after this is done. Just with the heat turned up a little bit to speed up the cooking. Go. Go. And again, the scallops are coming out absolutely good. So, just a refresher, when you're cooking with cast iron, you always want your cast iron to come up to the temperature at a nice, slow rate. This allows the entire pan to come up to temperature. You end up with fewer hot spots. You'll still end up with a little bit of them as you start cooking, just because if it's right over the heating element where you're cooking, the amount of heat loss from the ingredients in that section will be diminished because the heat's right there. The outside will cool a bit faster. but cast iron holds temperature really well. So even if it's not in the optimal point, you'll still have it stay nice and hot for you. We're just down to the last 2 scallops. And these are almost done. Nice golden brown on the faces of them. Very, very hot. But so, so good. This is another one of those patience is rewarded, and then Sanguine immediately pops something way too hot into his mouth. Because it just smells too damn good not to. Okay, so there are my scallops all seared off. I'll see you guys back at the desk to show you how I finish this off. Okay, so we have the lovely scallops. We have that crispy, delicious bacon with the soft center. The garlic was used to perfume the bacon fat. But that's not enough ingredients. I said this was going to be 4 ingredients. But bacon, scallops, and garlic only makes 3. To finish off this dish, it's just going to be a bit of lemon juice. And well, each of these short videos is going to focus entirely on one dish and one dish only. It doesn't mean I can't tease you, because with this, I have a side that will most likely be shown how to make when I do the Simple is Sexy feast. And that also just gets finished with a little bit of lemon. So, until the next video, I again implore you all to experiment with food. Try different flavors. Try different nationalities. Try different salts. Different types of sugar. Try something new. See if you like it. Have a good one, all.